I am an electrical tester for a housing company. As much as I would love to be a pink collar girl, I work better with machinery and tools than I do people. And it's not because I don't like people, I just like to be in my own little world. So I will kind of give you a rundown of what I do. I do 4 different tests. So I do an operational test, that is testing the receptacles, making sure there's no open grounds or hot neutral reverses, just to ensure that they were wired properly. Then I do a polarity test, so I will go around to the vents. I will test the metal vents, the metal inside of the fans, metal appliances, making sure that there are no issues there and everything is grounded. Then I do a continuity test, that is testing the lights, making sure there are no issues with any of the light fixtures. And then I also do a dielectric test. I hook it up inside the breaker box and test the entire house to make sure there are no shorts. I wire the furnaces and I wire the water heaters. I install all of the GFIs on the inside of the house and the outside of the house. I also install the heat tape underneath the house. I wire all of the bathroom vanity lights and put the covers on the bathroom vent fans. I install the thermostats. I put all the receptacle covers on, the double switch covers, the triple switch covers, the singular covers. I cut and wire nut the outside lights on the house. Also have to test those. I also have to change breakers in the panel box up to code. For mods, I have to change more than if I'm just doing a single wide or a standard double wide. I also label the panel box and I do a crap ton of paperwork. I can't just sit here and think of everything that I do. I keep thinking of more as I stop my camera, but I install USBs and multimedias as well. I don't know, I do a bunch of crap, man, and I help everybody else too. Notice there's paint on my hands. That's certainly not from my job. I will say though, thank God for the woman that stood up and said women need to work, because some of the men that I work with just don't have a goddamn clue, man. They don't have a goddamn clue. Today, for instance, I go into the dining room and I test a light switch. Ironically, when the light switch was down, the light was on. When I lifted the light switch up, the light went off. How hard would it have been to just take that light switch out of the wall and turn it? So SHURAE didn't have to do that for you. But no, SHURAE had to do that. They never cut the boxes big enough for the GFI boxes, so I have to take my knife and cut it bigger, because heaven forbid a man would do it. Chivalry is effing dead. Don't even get me started on all the jobs that technically are supposed to be in the electrical department that they have put on me, because I'm a woman and they're men, and they also don't have a damn clue how to read a print. Today, I walk into a bathroom and a vent fan is about this far from the wall. And I'm thinking, surely that is not what the print looks like, right? No. I look at the print and the fan is supposed to be offset from the light, but they have it lined up with the light, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. And all of these things that I'm listing, they 100% get fixed, and these houses go to loving families in perfect condition. Please don't get it twisted. But another thing today, these mofos put an outside GFI on its own circuit, aka it had its own breaker. It doesn't need its own breaker. It is not powerful enough to need its own breaker. It can be shared with many other things. Instead, what they did was put the whole side of the house on one breaker, but then put an outside GFI on its own breaker. What you should have did is half of the house should have been on one breaker and half of the house should have been on the other, outside GFI included. That's how you properly do it. They're kids, man. Anyways, while I have been at this company, I started off as a cleaner, and then I moved to the front of the line. I was doing rework, so I was doing paint, spackle, putty, the whole 9 yards, and then I was installing the ranges, the refrigerators, and just helping anyone I could up there, doing ship loose, all kinds of crazy stuff. Then one day, our supervisor at the time came up to me and said, would you be interested in electrical testing? I think something that our foremen have understood is that I am the type of person that I am willing to learn new things. I always have been that way, because I feel like the more you know, the more valuable you are. I get that there's this negative mindset of the more you know, the more they can screw you over and use you. And yes, you know, that is true, but also the more you know, the more valuable you are to the company, because my job, for instance, I'm the only one that knows it. Nobody else knows it. I am so glad I said yes though, because I truly love what I do. I love what I do so freaking much. I don't know that there is another job in the whole company that I would rather do than what I am doing. It's just very much in my own little world, and I get to set the pace. I don't have to worry about how fast other people are going or how slow other people are going. I can just get in, get out, and be on my merry way on to the next house. I'm a very self-driven person, so I don't need somebody breathing down my neck and telling me what to do. You train me, you tell me what I need to do. I'm gonna do it. You don't have to watch over me, you don't have to babysit me, so it really is just the perfect job for me. And yeah, that's what I do. Also, if anyone cares, this latte is called a fainting sheep latte, and I ordered it specifically because it's called a fainting sheep latte. It tastes like shit.